I have to ask you about Sanju Samson. You backed him all through. Now, do you feel I was justified?
But I backed him because I felt and I feel that there's a lot that Sanju Samson can deliver for the team. And it was never about that. Sometimes people go through lean run. I think जैसे न्यूजीलैंड के अगेंस्ट सीरीज थी, आई थिंक ही वेंट थ्रू अ लीन रन, बट दैट वाज फाइन बिकॉज ऐसा नहीं है कि आप का खराब फॉर्म हमेशा ही रहेगा. So he needed that break. We gave him a couple of games off, and obviously once he got back, we knew that he's going to deliver it for us because बहुत टाइम से हमने देखा है उसका टैलेंट. अगर आप कोई खिलाड़ी 3 T20 हंड्रेड्स बनाता है, उसके बाद if he goes through a lean patch, that is okay, that is acceptable. But I think he's done justice, and hopefully he can kickstart his career again from now on, and that is something which was important. It is important for him.
It's important. You spoke about individual performance, and that's not really the main thing in these kind of tournaments. Is that the cultural change that you brought into the dressing room?
I believe in a team sport. That is how team sport is meant to be played and should be played. Because yes, individual performances are important. They should be appreciated, but ultimately it's the team goal that is far more important than any other thing. And I feel that that is something, yeah, that's a cultural change, and that's a great change. Because if you look at this T20 side, I think none of the boys in the last 1.5 years have actually spoken about the milestones, have actually played for the milestones, and have actually thought about doing something for themselves. And that is the reason why we could get this result. अगर आप मुझसे एक चीज़ पूछोगे how we could get this result of winning the World Cup, and everyone had so much of expectation and everyone was under so much of pressure, was because no one was thinking about what he wants to do individually. Everyone wanted to do something collectively, and that's the reason, whether it is Surya, whether it is the boys, and hopefully this change that is now very visible to the to people outside, hopefully it can continue and can change it for good, because India has so much of talent that we can go on to win do so many different things going forward.
See, you're right. It's every player brings something to the table, right? But there are only 11 of them. In spite of that, there are some superstars in a team always. Has that superstar culture lessened, or do you lessen it in the dressing room that everybody should not bring that superstar, shoulder on in their shoulder? कि हाँ मैं सुपरस्टार हूँ, वो नहीं लाना चाहिए.
देखिए मैं आपको बताऊँ, the difference between you and me is what you like creating superstars. My job is to create super team. That's the difference. That's a simple difference, and that difference will always remain. Media wants to create superstars,
Yeah.
but my job as a head coach is to create a super team. And that's the only way I look at my profession, because my job is to be absolutely fair, even, and treat everyone exactly equally, because those 15 people in that dressing room are absolutely equal to me. I don't look at the amount of runs they've got. I don't look at the amount of social media following they have. I don't look at what TRP they bring to the people or to the broadcaster. I only look at that what they bring to the team and what they bring to the country. And that is why I feel that that is my job, is to create a super team. And hopefully, till I finish my tenure, I will be able to create a super team.
Okay, talking about your tenure, I want to know who asked you to become the coach who is the first person who called you up and said, become a coach?
Yeah, that's a good story. In fact, I remember we were playing an IPL game in Mumbai, KKR versus Mumbai Indians, and we were staying at St. Regis, and it was Jai Bhai who called me. Actually, he called me.
Jai.
Yeah. He actually called me early in the morning. He said that I have to give you this offer and you can't say no to me. I said, what? He said, you have to be the head coach. And at that time, honestly, I wasn't even ready. It was a massive surprise, because for me, I think being the head coach of the Indian team is an honor. It's a privilege, because not many people get that opportunity to again go back in that dressing room and wear that India jersey again and do something special for the country. Tell me, how many ex-cricketers get that? Very few. And then he told me, you can't say no. And then obviously I spoke to family, I spoke to Natasha, but hats off to him. I have to thank him. I thanked him even during the press conference that I very well realized this, that when I was offered this job, that I had no experience of being a head coach, because I've never been a head coach of any team or any franchise. I was always the mentor. But trusting me with that job, and that high pressure job, and that high profile job. So hopefully till now, I think I'm able to live up to his expectations, and I can't thank him enough, because anytime you get this opportunity to do something special for the country, and by him, and most importantly, I think I remember I've gone through a lot of low moments in my tenure as well, which was always expected, because whether it was getting beaten by New Zealand at home or getting beaten by South Africa at home, which I normally don't forget, and I don't think so, it'll be difficult for me to forget. Not many people actually called me after that. I remember the only time someone called me was Jesha, because I remember when we lost a game against New Zealand at Mumbai, I was going back to the airport and I got a call from him. And obviously, he told me to stay strong. He told me that he's there with me during that hour. And then, even after South Africa, he was the one who called me. I was at the airport and I was actually very low and down. And you know, अच्छे time में you don't remember people when your things are going good. But when you're going through a tough phase, at that time, if someone calls you and supports you at that time, I think that is something that I will always appreciate, even when I won't be the head coach of the team.
Someday I want to write your biography. Hopefully, the ups and downs in your career, in your life, has been amazing. It's a life that you've led, which is like stupendous. You know, the courage of conviction that you have, in spite of some of the knocks that you got in life. Amazing.
But I think I can't complain, because God has given me so much which I never thought